the Supreme Court has indeed ruled on the TikTok ban. In case any of our listeners have not seen the news yet, what was the decision? What's the news on it? What's the breakdown of it for our members?
Oh my goodness. I just want to take a moment here to fully appreciate the speed with which the United States Supreme Court went from hearing the oral arguments, to rendering an opinion.
Yeah.
As stated, in almost unheard of speed, SCOTUS heard the arguments for and against the appellate court decision, which the appellate court upheld that federal law.
Right.
They heard that case on January 10th, 2025. The big question came down to free speech interests versus national security interests. Okay? So, in still more irregular speed from the Supreme Court, we have an opinion that was issued today, Friday, January 17th, 2025, 7 days later, that the court came out with a unanimous decision.
That's shocking.
We should do some research on that as well.
Yeah.
Every entity that has, that you publish your information or your content on will have that data. But this particular data, your keystrokes, your rhythm, your contacts, your calendar, all that stuff is available to the People's Republic of China.
Yep.
That is kind of that is the security concern versus the content.
Right.
Of
And you were telling me earlier, like, that's really kind of why you think this was a unanimous decision, was like they really honed in on the data management part of this, not the free speech part.
Because essentially the court, and I'm oversimplifying this,
but
essentially the court says this thing is content neutral. It's not about the content. It's about the data and the threat, the potential threat to national security. So what does that mean to you?
Exactly.
What it means to you are Illinois Realtors that may or may not be listening to this. It means that if you use TikTok on Sunday, January 19th, a couple different things could happen.
Right.
It could be literally dark.
Yeah.
Somebody could flip all the switches. Or it could be not completely dark and you could use it, but you're not going to be able to update it. Flash forward. 120. New administration. So what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
Well, the law is still going to be in effect. And I will say that we saw one news outlet where the interview was with Representative Mike Waltz, who is the nominee to be the next national security advisor. And he's kind of on the record saying, look, if there's a legit deal on the table, then there is a provision in the law that's in place that if you've got a transaction that could happen, this ban could be stayed for up to 90 days.
And so that's in the original law that President Biden signed.
That's in the original law, yes.
So
it is there. So it would be complicit with the law. I suppose the other thing that could happen is the president could say, I'm issuing an executive order that we won't enforce this federal law that's in play. So that's kind of what you need to know. Obviously, we don't have any concrete answers for you. And one thing I would say to our members who use this platform, make sure your followers know where to find you elsewhere.
You might want to make a post on the 18th, everyone.
If they can't find you on TikTok on the 19th.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that's the thought.
That's the long and short of it right now.
Yes.